Hey traders, checking into the stock market today. So full-on bear control day, and most notably, it's the first time in weeks that we've seen all major sectors, QQQ, XLF, XLV, hitting the low of the day at the same time. And from that point forward, it was full-on bear control. And that's a signal that needs to fire off in our heads, whatever direction it happens in, bull or bear. And it tells us to, number one, we can look aggressive in that direction. And number two, to hold the trades longer in that direction. Number three, it can tell us don't look in the other direction for that day. Sometimes it won't work, but the majority of the time, more often than not, that will be the right approach. So S&P 500 double top on the daily time frame and a hard rejection at this point. Now it's just a question of, can bulls defend daily support and tighten up? They have to be green tomorrow. Or do we break support and start weekly consolidation? Bigger picture, monthly time frames, we're watching for anything under 430 on SPY, 43.25 here on the futures chart, to be a monthly lower high. And we're watching for the dollar to give us a monthly higher low, which we'll look at in just a moment. And if we lose the daily uptrend, it's the first indication. It can go step by step. So if we lose the daily uptrend, probabilities increase that the monthly lower high is set. If we confirm a daily downtrend, probabilities increase that the monthly lower high is set. If we lose the weekly higher lows, probabilities increase further that the monthly lower high is set. So there's all these little indications that we can get. It starts with a loss of support, and then it follows through with a confirmed downtrend from there. If, of course, the bulls hold support, it'll be a huge win after a day like today. There's a lot of space for an hourly lower high to be the result of the bounce at the moment. And we would need to see a confirmed hourly uptrend back to the bulls for a daily higher low to be set. It's possible. Tomorrow's going to be key. A green day tomorrow, and we're keeping a daily uptrend in SPY. We know the Nasdaq is weaker, but it is testing its daily support as well. Lower high heading towards support here. So for QQQ, that support level is 280.46. We got real close today. Bulls would have to confirm an hourly uptrend if that level is going to hold. If that support level breaks on QQQ, we know SPY has to follow if the QQQ bears are going to get follow through. So knocking on the door of support and approaching potential weekly consolidation to start the week. The dollar, as I mentioned, we're looking for a monthly higher low. We're watching EMA 12 support. There's very little indication that a monthly higher low is being set. All we have right now is a double bottom at the low of consolidation into a monster hourly bounce. We need to confirm an hourly uptrend, a 4-hour uptrend. We need to break the daily lower high pattern. We need to get over daily EMA 12. There's a lot of work that has to be done here for the dollar bulls to start gaining confidence. So if the dollar tops out here and consolidates all tomorrow, SPY and QQQ are likely to hold their daily supports at least through tomorrow. So it's a pretty critical next few days here for short-term action. Semiconductors back within range. Support of 214.76, 212.76 in play. Same thing. We're on the verge of losing the daily uptrend and starting weekly consolidation. If we look at NVDA, it has a little bit more space to work with. It's a nice equilibrium. Anything above 150.80 is a daily higher low. I would love to see this chart set a daily higher low and get nice and tight into the end of the week before giving us a clear break. We'll see if we get it. Tesla, relative strength today. Finally just closed out. Relative strength today on Tesla, and started the morning really strong. Then the broader market weakness, we faded. But overall, looking for an hourly higher low and struggling at daily EMA 12. The daily chart still has a lot of proving to do for the bulls, but it does stand out to us anytime we do see relative strength. Elon Musk is now going at it with Apple on Twitter, so you've got to be following the headlines if you are trading Tesla. But simple statement is, if daily EMA 12 is resistance, the bears keep complete control. Let's go back to SPY. I forgot to mention at what point in the day we saw all major sectors at lows together, and it was this candle right here, which is when Fed speaker whoever said we're going to raise rates to whatever percentage points into 2023. So essentially just trying to bring the market expectations back to reality a little bit in terms of we're not going to make a pivot in the short term. And so we saw a bearish reaction to that into a solid bounce. It got a little wild there for a minute because we dumped all major sectors at lows at the same time, V-shaped to break short-term resistance, give it all back, and then a tightening range where the bears finally won. But on that initial reaction, all major sectors hit lows of the day at the same time, and then it happened again once this tightening range broke bearish. And again, that's what gave bears confidence all afternoon, because from that point forward, we did not see anything meaningful from the bulls. It was just a whole bunch of lower highs and lower lows. I'll go over a couple trades that I took in just a moment. So healthcare sector hit a higher high, but has finally started its daily consolidation. Tons of space for the higher low. So while QQQ and SPY are at risk of losing the daily uptrend, XLV and XLF are not at this point. Anything above 131.86 is a daily higher low. We're watching for first hourly oversold conditions. If we get there, we're watching daily EMA 12 support. So there are no red flags on this chart for the bulls at this point. XLF, again, the bull break with less follow through is notable. The bear volume is notable. 34.76 is the most important support. We're watching for signs of potential weekly consolidation. We've been in a weekly stair-step pattern for 6 weeks. Weekly consolidation won't surprise us at all. Look at this bounce. Weekly stair-step pattern for 5 weeks into a 3-week pullback. Are we about to start a 3-week pullback? Entirely possible, but we have to lose the daily uptrend. I shorted XLF today after recognizing it was a lead bear sector, and we could see that in the first 12 minutes of the day, because QQQ was at the high of the day right here, XLV was near its high of the day, and XLF was testing the low of the day. So I was going to grab this 5-minute lower high, and I missed it, but I grabbed that one there. I spent the morning looking only bearish and passing up on a couple winning bear trades, and finally pulled the trigger, said, all right, I'm using 35.94 as a stop. If we can't break the 5-minute lower highs, I'll stay in that short, and I grabbed FAZ, the ETF, on this little lower high, and then we rolled over. I exited half at my target, which was a 1% gain, and then I recognized after staring at it for 30 minutes, all right, we're not going anywhere. We got 5-minute EMA 12. It's a 5-minute bear flag. We can't break 35.79. So I'm going to re-enter the half short. I just pretty much re-entered at the same price that I sold it at. And then this news helped me, where we then rolled over into weakness. And then I carried that position a good bit further into the end of the day. Exited before the close because the hourly RSI was in the low 20s. And we are still in a daily uptrend. So I'm not going to swing a name that has hourly RSI in the low 20s while still in a daily uptrend. And there was another name where the news hurt me. We'll look at that in just a moment. But XLF was the best trade I had. IWM, still weaker. Growth name, still weaker. Looking at support of 181.43, which broke. 180.51, and again, we're on the verge of weekly consolidation. And we did see an inside bar bear break already. Same thing, weekly stair step, higher low, 6 weeks in a row, has now broken. Is it the same as last time is the question. One more note, bigger picture, I will be watching SPY for a 2-week inverse head and shoulders if we do top out here. But we'll worry about that in a couple weeks. Biotech sector had a double top on the daily at 82.12. We got close to that level this morning, rejected hard, rolled over, and now we're looking down at 78.66 support for the bears to try and drive it home to head back to our base of support in the mid 70s. Energy sector, watching for the potential of a head and shoulders. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Need to see a break of 87.29 for that to confirm. We had a gap down open on oil weakness. Oil, monthly downtrend confirmed. Oil is in a downtrend on the monthly, weekly, daily chart. Granted, we saw a significant bounce. There was news here, OPEC saying whatever, we're not going to cut supply, or we're going to whatever. We're not, whatever they said. Honestly, I just see OPEC tweet. I see the price action. That's it. That's all I need to know. So we're looking at a 4-hour lower high potentially being set, anything under 79.90. And we know the bulls have to confirm a 4-hour uptrend for a daily bounce to be underway. We already dropped to the daily lower low. No bear follow through at the moment. So if the bulls are able to confirm a 4-hour uptrend in their favor from here, it will be notable to me in terms of looking for a short-term shift to the bulls. And paying attention because energy bears obviously want to see oil weak. And the trade that I took today on energy was looking for an hourly lower high to be the result of a morning bounce, because if we had tons of space for it to form, and we know energy has been holding on way better than oil over the last month, so bears are looking for the energy sector to play laggard catch-up to oil and natural gas weakness over the last couple of months. And so I got stopped out of my initial short attempt on that OPEC news. There was a 2-minute head and shoulders here that I grabbed that short right there, and it started looking good. Have to confirm the 5-minute downtrend, which we failed to do. News came out, stopped out, couple little positions, small red, and then we just set 5-minute lower highs from that point forward. And so I re-grabbed a small short, just a swing size, and I do still have that position. And the hope is that we confirm an hourly downtrend by breaking 89.05. And my hope also was that oil gives us 4-hour consolidation overnight here to help with a lower open on energy if oil opens lower tomorrow. But nothing massive as far as position size. Just a bit of bear exposure on XLE in case we do break 87.29 and see further weekly consolidation. At this point, it's a potential weekly bull flag. Gold and silver, all about the daily high or low from last week. If that level breaks, we confirm a daily downtrend into weekly consolidation. And silver is the same thing. Daily lower high set, heading towards support. If that support breaks, we zoom out for further weekly consolidation. And again, bigger picture, just like the S&P 500, gold and silver are looking for monthly lower highs. So we can't forget that. If the dollar gives us a quick monthly high or low, gold and silver can set quick monthly lower highs. The miners sold off massively today. GDXJ, still a daily uptrend as long as 32.77 holds, but big red flags today. Look at the RSI. Hourly RSI got down to 20. 30-minute RSI was in the teens. 15-minute in the teens. 5-minute in the teens. Just absolutely smashed. And we'll look for an hourly lower high. Pretty much after a day like today, if we open higher tomorrow anywhere, I'm scouting hourly lower highs. If we gap down, we can watch for a bounce. I can choose to play it or not, but I know the result of that bounce is an hourly lower high. So I know no matter what, at some point tomorrow, I'm scouting hourly lower highs. It's just a question of, is it in the morning or is it in the midday afternoon? So GDXJ has a ton of space for an hourly lower high. Apple, space, man, not as much space for an hourly lower high. QQQ, ton of space for an hourly lower high. So the weaker the name today, the more space there is for the hourly lower high. Just a side note, some of the other lead bears are crypto sector names, MARA, daily bear flag confirmed. Coin, trying to shape up a daily bear flag and follow, same as Riot. Cannabis name, CGC, daily bear flag testing the lows. TLRY, similar. Those names are going to be scouting hourly lower highs to be the result of the next bounce with tons of space for them to form. I've been doing cannabis videos the last 2 weekends, and both weekends keeping an eye on the bears in the sector because TLRY and CGC both were showing us signs of shifting price action, and the bears are trying to take over here if they can confirm these daily bear flags and regain trends. And last, we got natural gas bouncing off daily EMA 12. Solid bounce on the day. We need a 4-hour trend change to confirm for a daily higher low to be confidently set. But a nice bounce initially, and bulls hoping to work off of that tomorrow. So that's where we stand. Key support tests coming tomorrow. If bulls have a green day tomorrow, they can tighten up the ranges a little bit and prevent from the support break, at least initially. And if we break those supports, weekly consolidation is underway, and it's the first indication of the potential of monthly lower highs. We'll need further follow through from there, but we're certainly watching for those signals. And again, I just don't see bull setups that I like right now. Today I didn't take one bull trade, and tomorrow, again, I'm scouting hourly lower highs. We would need a pretty solid gap down open into extremes if I'm going to be looking for a bounce. Hope you're well. Put out the turkey carcass from Thanksgiving in front of my trail cam, and I got everything except for who ate it. I broke it up into 3 big pieces, but either the raccoons deleted the video evidence or they just snuck in from the right angle and the camera didn't pick them up. But we got some creatures on the critter cam. Do good things.